So welcome back to another session with Percy. And today is our official first podcast of Talk of Talk. So what does talk mean? It's the ability to accelerate, and talk is to talk about the acceleration. And today I have a very special guest with me, Muneeb Jamil. Muneeb, welcome.
Thank you, Percy, for having me here. I really appreciate that.
And I'm so privileged to have you as my first official guest with Talk.
Of course, I had no clue that I would be the first guest, but thanks for the honors.
Yes, you are. So the word talk must be sounding familiar to you at the moment.
Of course.
You and I have had a lot of discussions regarding talk.
Of course.
But we'll talk about that a bit later. But I'm so excited to have you here with me and really making this a real good opportunity to talk about automotive's challenges that we have.
Absolutely.
And the challenge that we face in the automotive industry. And obviously, you've got an extensive portfolio of more than 17 years in FMCG, food and beverage, and now automotive.
Automotive, absolutely.
So where did it all start? Talk to me, Muneeb.
Believe it or not, actually, I started in investment banking. Within my 17 years of extensive career, I started in investment banking in a Singapore office. I'm an ex-finance and now working in operations. If I was to summarize, actually, my career has nothing been but linear. Starting from pure hardcore investment banking to corporate finance. And then I moved into finance of FMCG, F&B, corporate finance, retail and distribution, and then automotive. Right? But within this span, I have been evolving from a pure finance guy to a business partner. And eventually the right moment came where I realized that why am I labeled as a business partner? I should be the business guy myself. And so that's why I transformed from a finance guy into an operations guy like 6-7 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, that's so amazing to hear. And I'm so impressed by your experience and your portfolio. So let's talk about this automotive sector.
Yeah.
This is why you're here today.
Yeah.
Both of us are automotive guys and we love the automotive industry. So where did this love of automotive start?
Oh, it started like 10 years ago. I mean, look, as a kid, everyone has a dream car.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
My dream car always had been something which I actually drive. I always fall in love with something which I have.
Yes.
So 10 years ago, my organization was kind enough to actually experiment me in automotive. And a bit of a funny story, I had no clue about automotive. I mean, how cars work. If someone was to ask me what is a V8 engine or how the transmissions work, I have no clue. Mm-hmm. But now I have evolved into learning what the industry is, so much so that I'm in love with it. Yeah. I've had the privilege of working for actually even American brands, Japanese brands, and now Chinese. And the evolution in the last 10 years, which I've seen with my own eyes, I cannot speak on behalf of the whole world automotive, but at least what I see within GCC has been phenomenal. I personally break it down into pre-COVID and post-COVID.
Okay.
I mean, post-COVID, I would say, has been a breakthrough for the Chinese brands. I mean, how they have come about and how they have made a footmark for themselves is just incredible. Myself, working in the Chinese brands, have been involved in acquisition of Chinese brands. It's just remarkable how agile these manufacturers in China are.
Yeah, I've seen, for instance, the Jetour, and that is not in your portfolio, but as an example of the growth that is experienced globally in terms of 243% growth.
Absolutely.
In terms of its volume and penetration in markets. And that is across Africa, Middle East, Asia, everywhere. So it seems to really show that the Chinese brands are trying to make a footprint. Absolutely. And trying to make a statement.
I mean, it's interesting you mentioned this brand, which actually has proven a great case study for I think, generations to come.
Yeah.
That people no longer care about the badge. They care about the value. The brands which are offering value are the ones which people are adopting. I mean, I have dozens and dozens of stories of customers who actually thank us for allowing them to actually save money. Cars which they were buying for 300, 400,000 dirhams or reals. Now they're actually buying it for 1/3 the value, 1/3 the price at the same value, which is just incredible. Again, as I said, it's not about the badge which people carry. It's about the value proposition which the brand is bringing.